I mean, if people really understood the relationship that Sharp and I have, I mean, if they could be flies on the wall, they would see. I mean, he and I think we were shouting at each other at the pregame. I think I said something slick to him. But DeMarcus is a guy that, he knows how to poke and pry me. I know how to poke and pry him. And, I always been told you don't have a real relationship until you can have a confrontation with the person close to you. And he and I can have a confrontational situation, go get you some ice cream afterwards. That's how you know it's special.
So, obviously, with a tough Commerce team, it was back and forth at Commerce, back and forth here a little bit. So, being able to come out with those wins and tight wins, what does it say about the resilience of the team?
This group has so much fortitude, and they've really fought throughout the season. And the brotherhood is so tight. Each week the brotherhood just gets so much tighter. And from a coaching staff, we're so impressed with that, because sometimes this time of year, the brotherhood can start to separate and people can start to go their own individual ways because the rotations can change. But as the season has progressed, we've gotten that much tighter as a roster and as a staff.
And so obviously the win tonight clinched your spot in the tournament, but everybody pretty much knew that was going to happen. But what does that mean, just hearing it now?
What's that?
Clinching the spot in the tournament.
I haven't even thought about the conference tournament. I have not. I've only just thought about the well-being of the guys on a daily basis. In regards to what's ahead, I'm looking forward to our guys just recovering on tomorrow and the rest of the day and getting hydrated. We got some guys banged and nicked up a little bit. And then really looking forward to Monday. I like practice more than I like the game. So our clinching tournament is on Monday because we're going to get after it. So I just want to keep things in perspective. And you can ask those guys. They know that the conference tournament doesn't even exist to me right now. You can probably ask Sharp and he can tell you better than I can. But just looking forward to Monday. And I'm really looking forward to Tuesday. Tuesdays are our best days of every week. If you want to see something better in the game, just come watch a practice on Tuesday.
Well, somebody who was better tonight than he was Thursday was Jalen Hampton. And I know what he does offensively, 9 offensive rebounds after the tough night on the boards Thursday, something you probably locked in on, and he went out and delivered.
He has a knack and just has a nose for getting his hands on that basketball. His timing is unbelievable. But even when you watch him practice, he knows where the ball is going to come off for each individual player. He's that observant. It's amazing how he knows when Sharp shoots it, he knows how it's going to come off versus when Haney shoots it or when Black shoots it or somebody else shoots it. So just for him to have that type of knack at that age is very impressive.
Well, let's talk about Haney. You mentioned him and you mentioned Black, and Black hits the 103-point mark for the season, which is remarkable. Haney's defense, I think, sometimes gets overlooked. You and I talk about it, but the job he did kind of leading that charge in the second half, holding him to 1 for 10 from the three-point line when we know how big those game-changing buckets can be.
Yes, Haney's a defensive juggernaut, and he has really stepped up and take the lead in that role. We have guys that are all-stars in their role, okay? And then collectively as a team, we have a group of guys that really defend well. So we're just thankful that we have guys that are willing to take the lead on this roster and do what's best for the group and able to postpone immediate gratification. This time of year is hard to postpone immediate gratification. Okay, you have to have people to step up and want to do the dirty things and want to be nasty and want to do the intangible things. And we're thankful for guys like Haney and other guys on the team that are willing to do that.
I think Nasty would talk about Sharp setback, especially in the second half, when you needed a bucket. And you told him, you got to shoot the ball. Like you talked about, you've got that kind of relationship. I know you say nothing impresses you, but you have to be pleased with his performance, especially late.
Who was that?
Sharp.
Yeah, Sharp gets it. I mean, Sharp does everything for the team in regards to rebounding, assisting, defending, scoring, playmaking. He does so much for the team. I don't know one player in America that does as much as he does on a team. But even in doing that, you have to have so much endurance. But what was impressive today, with Sharp being in foul trouble, we had guys to really step up and do some of the things that Sharp does on a consistent basis. When that started happening, that's when you know you're on the road to do something really special.
You call it Championship Road. Big NFL game tomorrow. You're a Missouri guy. Chiefs or Eagles?
I'm a big-time Jalen Hurts fan. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. I mean, that story is amazing. And the reason why I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, because when it didn't go his way, that's when he was the most humble. I root for people like that.
So fly, Eagles, fly.
I root for Jalen Hurts.
Coach, thanks so much.